Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what you saying, people? Welcome back to another live stream. Hope you're all doing well. Like always, guys, any pairs, any charts, any markets or any trades you're in or looking to enter, let us know. We'll see what's going on in the charts. Obviously, I'll share my setups and the pairs I'm looking at, also the pairs I'm trading. If you want to join my Telegram, I do share my watch list there every week and my setups and my trades. So if you want to check that out, feel free to go and do so. Links to that in the description, and also at the top of the chat there's a link there. And if you are looking for a broker or looking to see if the grass is greener with another broker, I've got a affiliate link there to IC Markets. Feel free to check that out if you want to. But yeah, guys, we're going to see what's happening in the charts. Any pairs you're looking at, let us know. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Wicked, guys. Love to see all of you guys on the stream early. That's what I like to see. But yeah, any pairs you guys are looking at, let us know. We'll take a look at that. But yeah, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Pound USD, of course, I'll take a look at Pound USD. No problemo. Just joined the Telegram. Wicked. Good to hear. Welcome aboard. But yeah, we'll start with Pound USD then. We'll start with Pound USD. So we did see quite a lot of strength for the dollar off yesterday. Your USD down, Pound USD down, USD Cad seeing some upside. And pound USD has broken out of this area of consolidation. And let me just make that a little different color, make that darker, just so it's easier for you guys to read. But yeah, we've broken down this consolidation finally off the back of yesterday, and we've kind of come for a retest. Reason why I say kind of, we haven't actually tested the level, but sometimes the market's not perfect, sometimes it'll miss a level by a couple pips, and I kind of, you know, consider it a retest even though it hasn't kind of retested the level. But we are seeing some downside now. A lot of wicks there this morning on the hourly time frame. If I go down to the 30 minutes, more wicks to the upside. So yeah, I'm still bearish on this pound USD after the breakout. I said to you guys, wait for the breakout and then we can know the clear direction for pound. So basically, as long as we don't break back inside of the consolidation, which is at 1.217, as long as we don't break back in, I'm expecting pound USD to fall back to lows here. And we've got a nice little target or the low of the wick, which we're expecting price to head to. Reason being, we're bearish on pretty much all time frames: monthly, weekly, daily, 4H, hourly. Everything is bearish, so the chance of us coming to take out this wick are pretty high, or at least come to test, you know, this level of support here at 1.2. So for me, onwards and downwards, we might even hit 1.19, the next psychological level beneath that wick, if momentum continues. But yeah, all this is most likely going to happen as long as we don't break back inside that range, because if we do, then it turns out to be a bit of a false breakout, and if that happens, we'll be expecting a move in the opposite direction. But for me, pound USD looking very, very bearish. I was having a look at dollar this morning as well, and dollar for me is still looking very, very bullish, and I do think we can head higher, back to highs here at 105,600. We snapped through those lower highs here on the left. So as you can see, one lower high, 2, 3, broke through it, retested, and we're seeing some upside there. So looks like dollar is back to highs at 105,600. We've got the wick up here, which we could go and take out potentially. Again, dollar still very bullish on monthly, weekly, daily, 4H, hourly. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do go and take out that wick. But as of right now, dollar looks like it's destined for 105,600. So for me, pound USD more downside for that one. So yeah, if you're looking to get involved with pound USD, I'll say there's some entries coming up for this one. You could be a bit patient and wait to see if we do actually have that break and retest, but from my for what I'm seeing right now, it looks like we won't. You can give a little bit more room in the stop loss just in case we do, but yeah, price looks like this one is continuing down south. You can wait for maybe even safer entries, a break of the most recent low. But yeah, for me, bias for pound either which way is back down to lows. So yeah, I hope that was useful for pound. Are you guys looking to sell, buy pound? What are you trying to do? Gold, no problemo. We'll take a look at gold. The yen pairs. Yeah, I'm actually trading 80 JPY as of right now. GJ stop out, yikes. Which way are you trading, William? Which way are you trading? Buyer, seller, JPY. But yeah, I'll take a look at gold first. So yeah, gold, we saw a massive candle yesterday. Well, in the broad scheme of things, it wasn't really massive. But we did see a big surge to the upside with bullish momentum. And let me just remove that, start again fresh. But yeah, we did see a big push to the upside. I did say to you guys, we're looking for gold to come into 1810, more or less around that area. And we didn't quite come into that area yesterday. We came into around 1812. So I did want to see a bit more downside for gold before we do look for the buys. So I was expecting more downside, and then we saw a big push to the upside. A lot of bullish momentum came into the market. But I said be careful, because big candles like this and this kind of structure, the way price is moving, you know, you can see the pattern of the market. We're seeing lower high. Let me just move it so you guys can see. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. I mean, it's the pattern of the market for gold over the past kind of week or so. So the chances of us after this big push forming a lower high was pretty high. And again, big candles like this will excite a lot of people into the market just to provide liquidity for the market to go in the opposite direction. So big candles are very, very powerful to trade with, but it have to be in context with the market. You can see previously these big candles have just been forming lower highs. So, that's pretty much what that one did as well. So I was saying to you guys, wait, price most likely will come back down if we do form that lower high. And 1810 or 1808, 1810 is what I'm expecting the market to head to. And from here, the lows of the range could provide some nice buys, but even in that case, be careful, because we do have all of these low highs we're up against, and the chances are we could come back into the trend line, form another lower high, and go and break through that support. But just because we're in this range here for gold between 1810, 1808, and these highs up here at 1870, we could see a nice bounce to the upside, but I do think it will be short-lived. We might see a bounce, something like this, form another lower high in context with that high and that high, and then we could fall back down again. But for the near future, for pound, if you're looking for day trades, for gold, sorry, if you're looking for day trades, I would be looking for buys at this 1810, 1808 level for push back into that trend line there, and that will probably form a good day trade. Swing trades, I'll be a little bit patient, need a bit more clarity before I start mapping out the next swing for gold, next real swing. I do think we can see a move to the upside, but like I said, I do think a lower high will probably form, or we'll end up coming back down again. But as of right now, I'd hold on tight for gold, still in that corrective nature. So 1810, 1808, longs from there, back into the trend line. Obviously watch the price action, because we could obviously break through. But if we can hold that, I do think we can see some recovery for gold. Hopefully that made sense. But yeah, gold has been all over the shop. But yeah, we'll take a look at the yen pairs now. USD, no problem. We'll take a look at USD. That's actually a pair on my watch list for this week. I didn't take the trade, but I saw the huge wick to the upside. Would have been short. Oh, okay. Yeah, the JPY pair is starting to look that bearish. Like I said to you guys over the past few days, I'm looking for those sells for the JPY pairs. I know they're still very, very bullish on the higher time frames, but they're showing signs of exhaustion. So I'm actually short on AUD/JPY, which I'll go through in a second. Actually, let me just go through it right now. So yeah, I'm actually short on AUD/JPY right now. It hasn't been moving too well, to be honest. You can see in the grand scheme of things, AUD/JPY is actually kind of sideways. But like the setup I had mapped out at the start of the week, if I go quickly on my trading view profile, if you want to follow me on trading view, my name is Miko Aodu on that. Search it up if you want to. But where is AUD/JPY? So yeah, AUD/JPY here. This was my kind of view, my analysis at the start of the week. Looking for a retest. Excuse me. Looking for a retest of this 94,200 level for a move back down there. As you see, we come into that level, so I'm actually short on this one, looking for that move back down into this area. And again, as long as we stay below that level, I'm still bearish on this pair. Break above this, then that's when I do think we'll probably head back to highs and just see the JPY weakness continue. But yeah, I'm actually short from this candle here. There was another entry this morning on that candle, so if I didn't get this entry, I would have entered there. And my stop loss is above the zone here, and targets, as you can see from my trading view analysis, is back down at this area here, just above 91. So this is the trade I've got running right now for AUD/JPY, trying to see if I can take advantage of the JPY strength. Again, a little bit aggressive from what the JPYs have been doing, but I'm going to trust my analysis and see what happens. So yeah, entered short on this one yesterday at around 6 o'clock, after 6. And yeah, it's just been moving sideways since then, so it hasn't been moving too well. Overnight, pushed up, retested the level, came back down again, and now it's kind of stuck at this level of support here. So this level I need to break to get the trade really running. But apart from that, yeah, short on AUD/JPY, see if I can get a nice bearish rollover back down into 91 down here. I do have my first kind of major target here, where I'll look to secure some partials, because you can see in the 4H time frame, you reject it many times. So we'll look to either go break even or take some partials. I'll see what type of price action we get when we get there, if we get there. But yeah, 91 will be the target for this one. So nice risk reward, about 1 to 4. So we'll see how that one gets going. I did have trades on pound entity and euro pound, but both of them got stopped out at break even. So euro pound, as you can see here, I was long on this one from last week. It came so close to my target, which was this resistance up here, and it just took a big U-turn. I went break even as soon as that candle closed above. I was talking to you guys yesterday, if we get it close above this level here, above that wick, sorry, I would go break even. And as you can see, I went break even, and then straight after that, the market said, I'm coming for your break even now. And yeah, it took me out at break even, but I still do have a bullish bias for it because we're still trading above my daily region here. I'm going to wait for things to settle first before I jump back in, see if I can get some more price action. We do have this kind of trend line here, which price is kind of flirting with. So I want to see how it reacts with that, and then I'll probably make a decision. Maybe if you can get back above this level of resistance, that could be a better entry. But yeah, I'm still looking at longs for euro pound, unless we just break straight through, and that will change my bias to shorts for a move back down into these lows. So I'm still invested in euro pound, but after that break even, I'll wait for things to settle. And pound NZD as well, that one's break even, but I still do have a bullish bias for this one. So I'm still looking at a push back into these highs up here. But yeah, break even on this one. I was long at the start of the week on Monday on this hourly candle here. Stop loss was protected underneath these lows, and my targets was back about that zone there. And it was moving nicely, went to break even after this push here and that 4H candle closure, taking out those highs there on the left. And after that, we came back down to that break even. So I'm still bullish on this one, but just will be patient for those re-entries. See if we can hold this level here, which we're still doing. Maybe we might come down for one more test and then drive higher. We'll have to see, but yeah, I'm still looking at this one climbing higher. But the price action, to be fair, has been very choppy, been moving sideways, not moving too well at all. So kind of waiting to see if the price action will get a little bit clearer first before I jump back in. The yen pairs. Yeah, I'll take a look at some of the yen pairs as well. Yeah, USD still on my watch list. I'll take a look at that one. Okay, you didn't take the trade switch to the upside. Sure, I should take a look at pound JPY. Okay, it is sort of climbing lower. I mean, it's lacking momentum, but it failed to take out that resistance I was talking about yesterday, which I'll go into in a second. Hey Biggie Smalls, welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing good. Eurocad shorts 1 hour. Yeah, Eurocad's been very bearish. That one has been falling. I think the CAD's been very strong, and Euro's been a bit weak as well. No problem, happy to help. Euro USD, of course, we'll take a look at that one. Would you ever want to trade professionally like other people's money? I'm not sure. I've never really thought about that. I don't know. Maybe. I need to see. I don't know. I need to see like what stage I'm at with my own trading, because it only makes sense to do that if I'm trading, big sums of capital. But even at that point, I'd rather just keep compounding my own capital. But I mean, it depends to see, what type of kind of benefit is for me. Maybe, I don't know. I'll never say never, but at this moment, no. Maybe in the future, depends how big the capital is. But yeah, I mean, for the near future, no, but I don't know. Maybe. And you see how big the capital is, and then I'll make my decision off that, really. And yeah, CAD JPY is still on my watch list as well, and this is another JPY pair. This one has tried to take out the highs a couple times now, as you can see, 1, 2, and is still struggling to push through that. Obviously, the market's still bullish. It could obviously climb higher, but it's still failing to push back to these highs. So I'm still looking at shorts back down into this level here. Then maybe if I'm feeling a little bit aggressive, down to these lows here as well. Depends how the market is moving. I'm looking to see if I can get a lower high now, somewhere, another retest of this level, something like that. And then I'll look to see if I can short this one back down into those lows. Kind of playing with the same idea as ADJPY. but with CAD really. But yeah, I'm still looking at these JPY pairs coming lower. I'm struggling to take out these highs. Well, we did take out the highs, but to stay above the highs. So yeah, I'm still looking at this one coming lower. If we can hold 105.800, GJ still looking south. This one we were looking at yesterday. I said this would be a really nice level to short from, or potentially long from if we did break above. I was talking about this 166.200 level. I said if we can hold this lower high, it will confirm to us that the market probably will drop, and we can look for push down into these shorts here. So yeah, that actually, you know, rejected pretty well. I mean, I wasn't looking at pound JPY at the time. We were trading around here, but that would have been a great entry candle on that hourly time frame at 2 that closed at 3. Full shorts back down to these lows. So yeah, pound JPY failed to take out that lower high, confirming that the sellers are still in control of the market here. And yeah, we could be looking for a move into this support. I don't know how far this one could go. Reason being, we haven't really seen any momentum come through. You know, market's been pretty dry to the upside and pretty dry to the downside. So it depends if we have enough momentum to take out this support, because if we don't, we could actually bounce back up again, form a double bottom, and see some more upside off the back of that. But as of now, I'm still favouring a bit more downside for pound yen. That was a really nice wick to the upside there, actually, on the hourly. Is that the wick you're talking about there, William? Because that does look pretty interesting, especially on that half an hour. So yeah, pound JPY back down to 164.800. If we can break through that, then the floodgates can probably open, and we might be seeing a move all the way back down to this area here, because that could be the first drive, second drive, third drive, and now we could spill over if we can snap through that level. So there's a lot of downside potential, but we need to see if we can break through that support, and right now we're lacking a lot of momentum. So something needs to happen to pick up that kind of pick up that momentum again. But yeah, break of that, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a drop to 162 for pound yen. USD ZAR, please, no problemo. I'll take a look at your USD as well. US30, of course, we'll dabble in the indices. Miko, hey, how are you, Anthony? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing good. Take a look at gold, of course. Gold, get some support, 1805. It will break through and bleed to the downside. Oh, we got a little forecast there from you, Anthony. Yeah, I mean, gold is not looking good. I just had a look at gold, but I'll go through it again in a second quickly. But yeah, gold is not looking good. I'm still expecting more dollar strength, which obviously should drive gold lower. But we'll see. We will see. Right, Euro USD, there it is. So yeah, Euro USD, I was looking at shorts for this one yesterday. Had a nice little alert set around the 1.5 600 mark up here, but we never had that push higher. The market was placing these higher highs with these wicks, but we never really formed that lower high. Well, we did, but it just lacked momentum to see a bigger push higher up. Hey, thank you so much, Kevin, for subscribing. Much appreciated. But yeah, we failed to make that lower high, and yeah, we just absolutely melted to the downside through that support. So yeah, Euro USD, like I've been saying for the past couple of weeks now, still bearish on this one, and targets back down at these lows here. So 1.03600 is indeed where I'm expecting price to go. Just missed my region here. I would have been short Euro USD from up here, and this is the region that I mapped out coming into the week, and it just kind of missed it by like 2 or 3 pips, which again, I don't know, it's coming to my kind of attention that the market's starting to do this a lot more of late, where it comes very, very close into my levels but not actually test them and then reverse. Did that with AUD/USD not too long ago, did that with Usd Cad, and this done it with Euro USD here as well. And pound USD is kind of doing it as well, not quite coming into the consolidation. I mean, to be fair, the market doesn't necessarily have to. It's kind of just that area we're looking for a price to reject. So maybe I could have entered, but that's something for me to work out with back testing and stuff like that. But yeah, Euro USD is looking bearish, and this is where I'm expecting price to go. 1.03600 Could see some new lows. I've been talking about that month. Oh, that's the 30-minute time frame. I've been talking about the monthly wick. I'm expecting price to go and take out down here at 1.03400. So I've been expecting this monthly wick to go for the past couple of months now, or at least a month or so, for us to go and take out. And I do think that's what price is heading towards now. That monthly wick looks good to go. If you do come back into the support again, we most likely will go and take out that monthly wick. So yeah, Euro looks good to trade in the lower time frames. I think any 4H or anything higher than that is already gone. I doubt we'll see any major correction. If we do, that'll be a gift for us to short back down again. But I doubt we will see any major correction now. I think your USD is just going to maintain this momentum. Maybe you might stall, might consolidate for a little bit, maybe a slight pullback. But this one's looking like it is onwards and downwards. So yeah, for Euro USD, we got a nice little resistance here the market is respecting. We've got prior consolidation up here as well. So these are nice areas to short from. A retest of that, which we've kind of just done, short from there. Or if we do push a little bit higher and retest the consolidation, then again short from there to the downside. But yeah, for me, Euro USD, that bias for sells is still very much intact. And any upside you see is most likely going to be a lower high. So just get ready to short ready when you get your bearish signals. But yeah, for me, Euro USD downwards back down to 1.03600, and we may go and take out that wick at 1.03400 as well. So yeah, this one looks good to trade in the lower time frames, like 30-minute, 15-minute. You can get some really nice risk rewards with this one, high probability setups. But yeah, on 4H, looks like the ship has sailed for that one. Looks like that ship has sailed. So yeah, Euro USD, same analysis for pound as well. These ones are looking like they are falling. But yeah, like I said, for gold, I'm looking at support around this level here on the 4H time frame where we could see a bounce. But yeah, gold is having such a tough time to move higher. Each big bullish candle we see, the market places a lower high and just rejects back down, which is why I was saying yesterday, be careful going long on gold, because we haven't really tested that 4H level of support yet. And two, we still do have all of these lower highs, which is still pointing price to the downside. And for me, I place a lot of my focus on structure and highs and lows, rather than the candles and the size of candles. They're important as well, but structure is more important. It will tell you where price is going, most likely, unless the structure breaks, of course. But size of candles can be deceiving. You can see a massive bullish candle here. A lot of people would have bought into that just to form another lower high or a double top. We'll call it a double top into that resistance, and then drops there. So it's important to know where you're buying into and where you're buying from, and mapping out your highs and lows will give you that clarity. But yeah, key support there. I'm expecting to see maybe a push higher back into the trend line, and then yeah, we could definitely melt as long as that trend line stays intact. I am agreeing with you, Anthony. I think we could melt to the downside. It's not looking good. I think we could maybe see a bit of a pullback to form a lower high in reference to that, and then the drop. But yeah, if I do get into any buys for gold, it will be for the short term, a day or two max. If break of this support and retest it, it will look very, very good for some nice sells to the downside to the bottom of this wick here at 1787. But yeah, it's still looking very, very bearish before those lower highs. So any longs, I would not hold on for a long period of time. No pun intended. But yeah, gold's still looking bearish. How's US 30 looking? Yeah, US 30 bearish as well. Had that bias from yesterday. We were talking about US 30 sells. This was my analysis from yesterday. I said it would be nice if we can break to the upside and retest that support and resistance. But yeah, we didn't quite come into that. I mean, I wasn't really looking at US 30. I looked at it during the stream, but then I did look at it since then. So this is the first time looking at it again since yesterday. But I was looking for a bigger push to the upside to retest that, because we broke through this support for a lot of momentum, never came back for the retest. So not all the time, but usually you do see the market come back and retest these levels. And then they do provide for some really good sell setups, but we didn't quite see that. kind of had a false break-ish to the upside out this consolidation. Price kind of breaking to the upside, breaking back in a bit on the lower time frames that look very, very messy indeed. So yeah, very, very up and down, but essentially the direction was always south. I was expecting this to be the next lower high for US30. So this was target 1, target 2, and target 3, but down at these lows here. We'll obviously smashed through that one. So if you're looking at getting involved, I'm not sure we'll see that pull back up to there anymore. A break retest, the consolidation would look good since we did break through the consolidation and haven't come back for a retest yet. So maybe we could push back up again, form another lower high, and then drop into the next area, and then maybe the next area, or maybe even a double top back up at this resistance. That will look good as well. Pull back into that area, and then the drop. So great places to sell. Let me just make that darker. Great places to sell at those areas, 31, 115, and 3900. Great places to sell. But in terms of direction and bias, US30 for me is still looking bearish. And yeah, target 1, target 2, target 3, I wouldn't really entertain any sells. So I'm expecting that to be the next lower high after that consolidation lower high, and a push back into lows. So yeah, US30 more downside for me. I wouldn't entertain any buys. Of course, if we do take up that high, then my bias would have been wrong, but as of right now, everything is in sync to the downside. US 100 doing the exact same thing again. Indices, mostly my bias and my analysis are very, very similar for all of them, because they kind of are very, very correlated and maybe not in sync all the time, but in terms of direction for the indices, it's pretty much the same all the time, maybe at different rates. Some might move a little bit faster than others, but the direction most of the time is the exact same. So same bias for this one as well. Again, target 1, target 2, target 3. We have rolled over to the downside, didn't quite see that push into that level there, kind of just held on to this resistance and then rolled over. Obviously didn't see a push into that level, but again, these are the targets for that one. And GR30, we're looking for a push to lows, didn't quite see the pullback into that resistance again. But yeah, we did go and take out those lows there as well. So yeah, indices playing out, but again, dollar strength, that's what's causing a lot of these moves in the market. We're seeing a lot of dollar strength right now, and I do think that will continue back to highs at 105,600, maybe even some new highs past that wick over there. So for me, dollar is still strong, expecting more of it. So Euro USD, expecting that to head lower. Pound USD, I'm expecting that to head lower. Gold, I'm expecting that to head lower. AUD, depends what Aussie dollar does, but I'll be expecting this to head lower and expecting dollar to be the driving force. So yeah, dollar strength across the board, and it's driving a lot of these markets. Hello, good morning, Mohammed. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing well. Any pairs you're looking at, feel free to let us know. But yeah, I'm currently still just in ADJPY. This is the only pair I'm in after getting stopped out at break even on pound NZD and euro pound. So I'm just going to be monitoring these pairs because I still do have the exact same bias for them, and I still do think we can go and hit those targets. It's just that my trade for this one is just a break even, and I could find another one to get that winner back into those highs for both of them. But the price action for both of them are quite messy. It's not very clear at this time, so I'm going to wait for them to develop a little bit better, or clearer I should say. But I'll still be looking for longs back up into 1.965 for pound NZD and euro pound, exact same longs into there as well. AJPY, I'm just going to be sitting on this one, seeing if we can get that drop to the downside. Again, that level is the main level I need to see break for us to really get going, which you kind of just bounced from this morning. But we will see how that continues. But yeah, I'm expecting the JPY pairs to see some strength. Not JPY pairs, JPY to see some strength. So JPY pairs to come down. I'll be watching CAD JPY as well for some shorts to see if we can reject that level again and come down. Of course, if we break above, then that's what I'll be expecting to happen. But as of right now, we'll be looking for some sells there for CAD JPY. see if you can place a lower high somewhere. But I think those are the only two JPY pairs that I'll be focusing on. Usd Cad, no problemo. We'll take a look at Usd Cad. So yeah, Usd Cad had a bearish bias for this one coming into the week, but we were failing to push through these wicks here on the daily time frame, which is quite important because this is kind of like our support level that price formed for these highs, and you've got this big gap here where price went from all these lows here at 1.25500, and the next time we found support really with these wicks was up here. So if we can clear this support, we do have a pretty big gap to fill, which is why I was expecting to see a big drop to the downside for Usd Cad and continue this kind of channel here, this ascending channel, and look for another move back down into the lows here if we can take out that support. So either which way for Usd Cad, well, not either which way, but if we can eventually take out that support, we do have a big drop on our hands. So we don't necessarily have to catch the high of the market. We can wait for this support to really take out first, which does translate to this level here in the 4H, which was holding as support when I spoke about this during the stream yesterday. So I said maybe the buyers could actually make a lot more sense, and we eventually had a bit of a false break, retested, and we did see some upside. But yeah, for Usd Cad, if you're looking to short, I'll wait for this support level to break, wait for the retest, because this is obviously the fake out, wait for the break, the retest, the actual break, and then the shorts will look good, because either which way there's a big drop to the downside here. We're looking at 300 pips to that target. We potentially could be forming the lower high, with this kind of trend line here. We've got first test there, second, this could be the third, form that lower high for the drop, who knows. All I know is that trade opportunity to short Usd Cad is a little bit aggressive because of what the DXY is doing, and also you'd probably be shorting into this support, which could turn the market quite bullish indeed. So I'll wait for this level to break 1.286, and then a retest of that would look good for some shorts, in my opinion. Obviously you can short here, maximize your risk to reward, but obviously just slightly a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, I hope that made sense there for Usd Cad. If we start taking out that level, then I wouldn't be surprised if Usd Cad heads higher off the back of what dollar is doing. Which pairs look good for a short at this moment? I mean, I'm currently short on 80 JPY, so for me 80 JPY looks good for a short. Obviously I didn't enter this one right now, I entered this one yesterday at 5ish, or was it 6ish? 6ish. So yeah, 80 JPY looks good. I mean, it doesn't look the best anymore after rejecting that support, so I probably would wait for another signal to enter again, because we did reject the support a couple of hours ago. So you don't be selling into rejected support, doesn't make too much sense. But if it were to come back up into this resistance here again for a third time or fourth time even, reject that again, that would make for a good short there. Stop loss above the zone, of course, and then short it to how far you want to take the trade. But yeah, I'm currently short on AJPY, is currently running around break even, so it hasn't really done anything since I entered almost a day ago. But yeah, I'm currently short on this one as of the moment right now. There's no other pair that I'm looking to place any shorts or any longs for that matter. There's a few pairs on my watch list, but they're mainly longs. I'm looking at pound entity longs, I'm looking at euro entity longs, I'm looking at pound AUD longs, and I'm looking at euro pound longs as well. So a lot of longs, not really any shorts. CAD JPY shorts, but I need a little bit more from that one, and I wouldn't say I would short this one just yet, but an opportunity may be coming, and if I do get anything, I will obviously slap it in my Telegram group, Telegram channel, link to that in the description, and also if you go to the top of the chat, do you have a link to that? So feel free to go and check that out if you want to. I'm still are you still selling pound USD? Nice D. Where did you enter? Where did you enter for that trade? No problem. Happy to help, man. Happy to help. But yeah, D. What was your entry price for that one? But yeah, that is looking pretty good. Where's your target as well? Whilst you're at it, where's your target? Your target back down at these lows, 1.2 195, because that is looking very, very good indeed. And we had that consolidation, we've broken out that consolidation. So, as long as we don't break back in, pound USD is almost destined to come back down to these lows. Again, I don't want to say destined or any kind of certainty related words, because I know some people on the stream might just buy or sell something because I say so, and I don't want you guys to accidentally lose a lot of money. So, it's just my analysis. But yeah, it looks very, very likely that price will drop to the downside as long as we don't break back inside that consolidation. And yeah, let me measure that in pips. Almost a 200 pip drop to those lows. So looking good, looking good. So yeah, dollar looking almost destined to head higher. Emphasis on that almost. But yeah, dollar for me, bullish on that one, bearish on pound USD. So yeah, pound USD expecting that to fall, euro expecting that one to fall as well. I don't think we'll have too much pullback, so I recommend trading euro USD on the lower time frames, but only looking for those shorts from now on, because 1.03 400 is looking like where we could go next. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see euro USD trading at the infamous 1.000, because it's not too far away, and definitely if we break through this and retest it and start failing to get back underneath, I wouldn't be surprised, because even the highest of the time frames are bearish for euro USD. If I go to the quarterly time frame, every 3 months, you can see even this is bearish. So I wouldn't be surprised if we snap through this and drop into those lows there. So yeah, euro USD is extremely bearish right now, and I wouldn't entertain any longs really. So if you are a day trader, lower time frames, 15-30 minute, looking for those shorts on euro USD to look very, very tasty indeed. But I'm going to be sticking with AUDJPY. Hopefully that one can drop, and I'll be keeping my eye on some other pairs as well. But yeah, the JPY pairs are kind of half-hearted right now. They're kind of looking bearish, but they're kind of lacking momentum. So I think they're waiting for some type of catalyst to get going. USD is still quite bullish. CHF I've seen some downside, but overall it's very, very bullish indeed. These are trading at all-time highs, so I wouldn't really entertain sales on CHF just yet. Hey, morning Mary, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. Any pairs taking your fancy? Please see USD CHF, of course. We'll have a look. Okay, so USD CHF. Oh, we've seen some upside here. So yeah, USD CHF coming into this one, I was bearish, looking for a push back down into that daily zone here. This is a trade example that I highlighted yesterday. Obviously, there's no confirmation here, so there would be no actual entry for that trade, not even on the 30-minute even. But yeah, if we do break through this, that could change up some things for USD CHF, because I've highlighted this daily level back down here, which is what I was expecting price to come into before we do see some bullish momentum. But obviously we just had a quick look at CHF and CHF is seeing some weakness, which is obviously affecting USD CHF right now, and obviously dollar's quite strong as well, to be honest. But yeah, I wouldn't entertain any buys just yet. Let me just clear the chart a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't entertain any buys just yet. The market is very, very corrective, and the lower highs are still intact. And from what I'm seeing now, this could easily still be another lower high for another drop to the downside. I mean, I will be waiting for those buys, but I'll be a little bit patient and not buy into this move just yet. We've got this zone here on the 4H, which the market is trying to climb back above. So maybe if you can push a little bit higher, have a strong close, throw some wicks to the downside into this level, that would make up for a nice buy. And targets, I'll probably look at this resistance here on the left at 0.96800 or wherever you deem fit. There's numerous places, numerous low highs you can target here, of course. But yeah, I was really looking for a push down to that daily zone just underneath, which price is struggling to get to. You could still get there, of course, but we are seeing some strong momentum. So yeah, I wouldn't entertain any buys just yet. We are obviously coming into that channel, but I wouldn't entertain buys just yet for this one. I wouldn't entertain buys just yet. Wait for some candle closures, probably 4H candle closure. Then if you can start to hold this level, reject that, throw some wicks to the downside, you can look for some buys there, and targets will be good back up to 0.96800. But yeah, I'd wait for some 4H candle closures back above that level. So yeah, that could be a nice opportunity there. But candle closures, because like I said, that could be the next lower high for a drop into our daily zone down here, which still remains untested. But yeah, if you're looking to get involved this one, wait for some 4H candle closures, little pullback, and then yeah, some buys to the upside would look interesting indeed. US 30 closed half and left a runner. Nice. I imagine you were short on that one then, Mary. 80 Cad, yeah, we'll take a look at 80 Cad, no problem. Hey, morning, King City, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. You're still trading NZJPY? Hello, Wing. Yeah, we'll take a look at USJPY, no problemo. Hello, Aman, welcome to Aman. Welcome to USD. I was about to say welcome to USD Cad. Welcome to the stream. We'll take a look at USD Cad. But yeah, US 30 is seeing a lot of downside. We just had a quick look over the indices. They're all looking quite bearish. Again, we were favoring shorts for these guys yesterday. And yeah, left to run nice. I mean, I'm expecting price to come back down to the lows for the indices. Well, I should say US 30, US 100 and GR30, which has already done that actually. So US 30, US 100, I'm expecting price to head lower. So yeah, I mean, back to lows is where my target is. These are the areas I've highlighted, 1 and 2. This is my analysis from yesterday. So yeah, more downside for them. Again, if you left the runner, see how far you can push that. I mean, hopefully the momentum can come back in and we can see a move, straight back down to those lows. But yeah, looking very, very good there. Hopefully that can continue. But yeah, we'll take a look at 80 Cad. No problemo. So yeah, 80 Cad still quite bearish. I mean, we have seen some new lows, but again, I wouldn't entertain any buys just yet. I would not entertain any buys just yet. The market is still extremely bearish on higher time frames, from the monthly right down to the 4H even, still quite bearish. It looks like we're trying to climb back above our recent swing low here on the left. We're kind of closing into the zone, so I wouldn't mark that as we've broken above it. But yeah, the market is still forming these lower highs, so this is showing me red flags to buy. I wouldn't buy a market that's looking like this. Maybe if you can get back above this, form some higher lows, more wicks to the downside, that could give a nice buy to the upside. But yeah, the market is still quite bearish, so I would rather be looking for sales for this one. And if we can reject that, maybe throw some more wicks to the upside, maybe a lower high, that could give a nice short. Maybe you want to drop to the 30 or the 50 minute to trade that to maximize risk to reward, but I'll look for push down into the recent swing low. I wouldn't push it further than that. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. If you guys are enjoying the stream, by the way, finding it useful, enjoying the content, leave a like on the video, guys. It does really help the channel out, and I do appreciate the likes you guys leave and the kind comments as well. And if you want to subscribe, join the fam. Everyone is welcome. Hit subscribe as well. And hit the bell if you don't want to miss out any streams or videos in the future. But besides that, yeah, if you can hold on to this resistance, I would expect the market to drop, and all you're doing is just staying in tune with the market structure and how the market is moving right now. It's very, very correctively bearish, so I wouldn't entertain any buys, especially when we're still coming into that level as resistance. If you do break above, then yeah, wait for some wicks to be thrown to the downside, and then yeah, some buys would look good. But yeah, nothing just yet for 80 Cad, nothing just yet. So yeah, USD I'll take a look. Did you say you were long on that one? 132,200. Where's 132,200? 132,200. Oh, are you looking for a move into that level? So that's down here-ish. I mean, that's a very, very bold call right now because the market is still extremely bullish. But yeah, I'm not really entertaining any buys for USDJPY. I'm waiting for the sells, and right now the sells are not quite there yet for me. I know we're coming back into the recent resistance. This could be a double top, but we need a lot to happen first before entertaining any sells. I want to see price get back underneath this zone here, and then maybe throw some wicks to the downside and then drop. Actually, not even that zone. I'd rather price get below this zone here. That makes a lot more sense. Get below this zone here, throw some wicks to the upside, and then the drop. Then I'll catch some sells off that. That sell there would be much safer, and the probability would be much greater as well. And obviously, nice targets here to be working with as well. But yeah, as of right now, USDJPY is still quite bullish. It could drop to the downside, yes, but sells from here are always going to be an aggressive trade, coming back into those highs, and we could obviously drop a little bit from a high low and continue higher. So I would like my stop loss to be protected. That's a great place for the stop loss to be placed. The market could easily push high and take out that wick and form some new highs. But yeah, I do agree we could see that move. I mean, USDJPY is still trading at some crazy highs. The market is still crazy overextended on all the higher time frames, monthly, weekly, daily. Still very overextended and due a correction just to keep it healthy. So that downside does look likely. We're coming into a new month as well, new quarter as well. So I would expect some more momentum to come through. And a quarter is actually a good transition where we could actually see trends start to change. Markets that be moving choppy sometimes start trending again, and some markets that have been trending sometimes go a little bit choppy. So breaking retest of that, I'll wait for some sells, but it's still quite bullish, so I wouldn't call that level just yet. It could happen, but shorts from that will make for a good trading opportunity. Hey yo Tix, what are you saying? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we'll have a look at USD Cad as well. Is a good time to buy DXY? I wouldn't say it's a good time. You probably want to have bought it a little bit earlier than now, but I'm expecting to head to the upside back into this resistance here. 105,600, that's what I'm expecting price to head to. Maybe some new highs past this point there, past that wick is definitely on the card, since DXY from the higher time frames, monthly, weekly, daily, 4H is all bullish, so every time frame is kind of in sync to the upside. So I don't see why not. We can't take out those highs. Yeah, buys do look okay. I mean, personally, not for me. I would like price to have a bit of a correction first before I get into any buys. But I would expect price to go higher, so it's completely up to you. We've got a nice support forming here. Maybe you can pull back, throw some more wicks to the downside into that level. That could be a nice place to buy the market and look to head higher from that zone there. But yeah, ideally for me, I would rather be in the trade already or wait for a deeper correction to get involved first, maybe in the next higher low or something like that. But yeah, I am biased to the upside. My bias is to the upside for the DXY, and yeah, I can't see why we can't even play some new higher highs as well. So yeah, for me, more upside for the DXY, and yeah, that level could be a good little trade there, but ideally you probably want price to pull back a little bit first before entertaining some entries. But yeah, targets for me back at those highs of 105,600. But yeah, USD Cad. So USD Cad, I analyzed this one previously, but it just wasn't moving too well. Had a bearish bias coming into the week, but because of what's happening in the DXY, I wouldn't be surprised if USD Cad continues to move higher. So for the sell opportunities, we do have this trend line here. We've been making these lower highs. Well, we've got that high, lower high, potentially a third lower high. It's not confirmed yet. But yeah, I'll say the safest place to get short for USD Cad is to wait for a break of this support, a retest of it, and then the sells. We recently had a fake out of that level where we faked the level, got back above, retested it, and moved to the upside. So if you can break back underneath, retest it, throw some wicks, and then you got a nice little short to work. Well, not a nice little short, quite a big short to work with, because you've got this ascending channel here on the daily, and I'm wondering if you can form that next lower high, or equal highs, I should say, for that next drive to the downside back into the lows of the trend line. But as of right now, the market is still holding that support. You can see on the daily time frame, morning star pattern, that's not a good sign for bears. And yeah, if we do snap through that, then I would expect USD Cad to head higher off the back of what the dollar is doing as well. So if you're looking for shorts, that break of that level there makes the most sense to me. Right now, all I'm seeing on the hourly is bullish momentum, and yeah, we could head higher. So for me, if you're looking at USD Cad, I'll probably have my arms folded right now, not entertain it too much, because USD Cad is looking quite bullish, and I do have a bearish bias for this one. So I'd wait for a break of that level, and wait to see if I can see some weakness on the DXY. But as of right now, I'm seeing strength, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one heads higher. But yeah, there's no real good opportunity to sell it. Obviously, you could sell it now, expecting that lower high to form, but it's just slightly aggressive for my liking. And because of what price is doing on the daily as well, don't have too much confidence in my direction anymore. So I would wait for that break underneath, lower high develops a little bit better, and then the sells to the downside. But if we snap that trend line, I won't be surprised if we do move further to the upside. But yeah, hopefully that made sense there for USD Cad. What's your bias for USD Cad? Looking to buy or sell it? Doing good, yeah. 3K on the NCJ, 4K on the GJ. Okay, selling the JPY pairs. Are you still in NCJY then? Done for the week, up 10% on FTBO. Time to go relax. Fair play, well done, King City, well done. Does that mean you closed the trades on NCJPY and pound JPY? Oh, GJ's picked up a little bit of steam now. Or you left some runners to go and you just taken some partials? But yeah, NCJY was a little bit all over the place, but again, still maintaining structure, still forming those lower highs, as you can see there, still pushing to the downside there. Lower high, lower high, lower high. And GJ as well, lower high, lower high, lower high. Respected that level there pretty nicely yesterday. And like I said, that support is looking good, but whether we break it or not, that's up to the market gods to decide, because I have no idea. AUSD, of course, take a look. How's CHFJPY looking? You'll quickly take a look at that one. Ticks, what are you saying? USD Cad, I will look at 1.29682. 1.29682, what's happening at that level there? 1.29. 682, 1.29, 682, 682, 682. Okay, so you're talking about this kind of area here before you have that drop to the downside. Okay, so you're looking at sells from that area. So from this kind of area here, you're looking at to sell from there, which would make sense, but obviously I'm a bit more of a price action based trader, and if you snap through that trend line, it's not looking too good. So of course, if that's the way you trade, then obviously look at those trades. I mean, there's a nice level there to work with, actually. There's a nice little level there. But yeah, if we snap through that trend line, I'll be favoring more upside for USD Cad. But we'll see what happens, because obviously if you do reject it strongly, form a lower high, then I'll be back on the bandwagon again. Most importantly, I'm waiting for that support level to break first. Obviously, maximize the risk reward by selling higher up, but I'll be looking for the bit more conservative option, because that DXY is not looking too good, so I don't want to jump into some sells when I'm expecting the DXY to go higher. But yeah, that could be a nice place to sell. It is a nice place to sell, but yeah, just not for me, not on my plan. To be fair, USD Cad's not even on my watch list this week, so I'm not even actually looking to trade it. But this will be a good setup to take. But yeah, AUSD, I'll have a quick scan over this one. So yeah, AUSD still bearish on this one. You can see the lower high that the market is still making. So I said a nice little retest of that level could be a great place to sell it. Did we test it? No, we didn't quite test it. So I said yesterday this would be a nice place to sell. I drew the risk reward, haven't actually hit that area yet. To be fair, AUSD has been very up and down. It's difficult to really we get some nice trades on this one. Maybe coming into the new month we might see some new momentum come through. But yeah, for me, AUSD, I'm mainly focused on this big 4H zone here to see what happens, because we are trading at very critical regions here on the higher time frames for AUSD. We're going to the monthly quickly, as you can see. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do see a bigger move to the upside from this area, and maybe even a reversal, who knows. But all I know right now is that dollar is strong and the AU is a little bit strong, but I think we can go and have a deeper test of this level here. You've got this wick on our left that the price just hasn't quite taken out yet, as you can see. I think we can go and take out that wick there, and maybe go and head low and take out that wick as well. So yeah, AUSD, if you're looking to get involved with this one, shorts look good from that zone that I drew yesterday, which price hasn't hit yet. We could roll over from where we are right now, or we might push a little bit higher, test that, and then have the decline. But I wouldn't entertain any buys just yet. Maybe another move to the downside. We'll see what. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Another move to the downside and see what type price action we can get here. Maybe there might be some nice buys from this zone at 0.68400. But that's the only area I'll really entertain any buys, because yeah, everything is still pointing south for this one. Everything is still pointing south, so I wouldn't really entertain any of that. Yeah, still in just let runners run. Nice King City. I mean, they're looking good, so hopefully they can pick up some momentum. Yeah, it did break the previous low. I mean, it makes sense to go short there. It's just that I'm not liking what the dollar is doing. So that's my little bit of heebie-jeebies, if that makes sense. But it's not on my watch list anyway, so I'm not really entertaining any ideas on Usd Cad. Obviously, if I was, this is what I'll be looking at. But I've got some other pairs which I'm focusing on. Buys on USDJPY. Are you currently buying Crypto F, USDJPY? Whereabouts is your entry, or are you looking to enter? USDZAR, I completely forgot. My apologies. I'll take a look at USDZAR right now. Where is USDZAR? There we go. So yeah, so USDZAR, we're looking at this one yesterday. As you can see, that was my analysis from yesterday. We're looking at this zone here. And again, USDZAR has been held by the strength of dollar, of course, moving to the upside. But yeah, this is the high that we previously made in 2021, actually. But we snapped through that daily zone. So I said, basically, just depends what the market does at this zone. Because if we break through this zone, I would expect price to come back to those highs there at 16.3. And as you can see here, we've definitely snapped through that zone there. So yeah, USDZAR, buys are looking good. That sell's invalidated, breaking above that. If we can have one more move to the downside, that would be great. Form some wicks like this 16.1, 16.13 zone. Then you've got some nice longs there to the upside. If not, look for another push down to this support level here at, let me just draw that a little bit tidier, at 16.2. If you can get another move into there, that could be a nice place to take some buys off, because we might not actually see that move into that zone. But either which way, the buys are looking very, very good right now, back into those highs. And then maybe from this wick, we might see a spike through, and then maybe you can get some sells after that. But right now, for Usd Cad, we're trading above that daily zone. So as long as we stay above that, the buys are looking good, sells are invalidated. If we do climb back underneath the zone, then yeah, the sells are back on again. And you can see it move back down to the lows, but only if we do see price get back below that zone. So for me, USDZAR looking like it's coming back to those highs and to that wick there at 16.3. And then from there might be some nice sells after that, depending how we react with that wick. But yeah, 16.2, and then you've got 16.13/16.1 for some buys for that one. But yeah, onwards and upwards, I'm seeing for USDZAR. So hopefully that made sense. Yeah, it was in buys yesterday, closed at 60 pips and re-entered at 136,200. Nice, well done on those 60 pips. 136,200, whereabouts is that? 136,200, 136,200. That's pretty much where price is right now. So yeah, USDJPY is still pretty bullish, and it has come back into that recent swing low there and given a really nice wick there to the downside. So it does look like price will head higher. Where's your target for this one? Because that's where I would probably target for the trade. Back at the highs there on the 4H at 136,700. And yeah, it depends what price does at this level here, because we could obviously come back down again. As you can see, the rejection, bit of a fake out. So I would watch out for that level of price there. But yeah, we are respecting that price structural low, rebounding from that. Not quite, but we've wicked into that kind of vicinity. So yeah, I would expect price to come higher, but I wouldn't push the trade too far, because we are trading at those highs. It's better to buy the market after a nice correction, rather than just kind of that kind of weakish pullback. So I wouldn't push the trade too far, even though we do have a lot of momentum on the higher time frames in our favor. But that kind of resistance there looks like a good target to have, in my opinion. Of course, obviously, wherever your target is, got to respect that, but that's what I'll be looking for if I was on the lower time frames. But for me, I'm just waiting for the sell opportunity for the JPY pairs. Currently in 180 JPY, which is moving kind of sideways, but hopefully we can see momentum pick up again and break through that kind of local level of support there. But yeah, entered this one yesterday and still moving sideways. That's becoming a little bit of a recurring theme of lately. A lot of the trades I've entered have been just moving sideways. I don't know if that's just because the conditions are changing slightly, or we're coming into the summer period time, which is normally where the market doesn't dry up, but there's less participants in the market, less money, so it doesn't move as much. But yeah, a lot of the trades, not a lot, but more than usual, have been moving sideways for me. So hopefully this one doesn't continue like Euro Pound or Pound NZD, but hopefully we can see it move down. CAD Yen, I'll be looking at sells for that guy as well. Pound NZD still looking for some buys. Euro NZD looking for some buys. Pound AUD looking for some buys. And Euro USD, I was looking for some sells, but that ship has sailed. No problem, Safta. Happy to help. If you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff is much appreciated. I did post a video on swing trading yesterday, so if you want to check that out, feel free, links in the description, or just the most recent video on my channel. But yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff is obviously much appreciated. And any trades you're looking at, or any trades you're taking, excuse me, any trade you're taking, or anything you want to share, feel free to do that. Again, no judgment zone. If you lose a trade, you lose a trade. Excuse me. If you lose a trade, you lose a trade. If you win, you win. So don't be too scared to share. And again, you can just learn something at the end of the day. You have a target area is 136, 600. Okay, that makes sense. Back at those highs. Yeah, hopefully you can catch another 40, 50 pips to the upside there. Euro AUD, yeah, I'll take a look at that guy. US oil, no problemo. Euro AUD, so yeah, Euro AUD, I was expecting this one to head higher, but we didn't actually have a 4H close above this level here. So yesterday I was looking for price back up into this resistance, the daily zone here, which we didn't test for a couple of times now, so I was looking for the test of that level. But as you can see, we didn't get a 4H close above this level yesterday. The hourly was trading above it quite a bit, but we broke to the downside, retested that level, and then dropped. So I said if you do break back underneath, wait for the retest. There could be some nice sales there back into the lows of the range. And obviously price is looking quite bearish since then, so I'm still overall bullish on UAD because of the structure. So I think right now price most likely will be heading further to the downside, back down to this area here, where there could be some nice buys back up again, form that next high low to give us that move to the upside. So you can see 1, 2, 3, then we could form a fourth one maybe around here-ish. But do whip out the old Fibonacci, we do have nice little confluence there at 0.5 and 0.618. So I think we can see a drop into there and then maybe a move higher. Because I'm still bearish on, not bearish, I'm still bullish on USD, looking for this one to climb back to 1.7 up here. So right now for USD, I'm still treating this as a pullback, maybe a double bottom, or maybe even slightly deeper. I'm looking at that happening. So same thing there for Euro AUD as well. Things are looking quite bearish as of right now, so it depends what time frames you're working on. If you're looking at the hourly or 30-minute, a pullback back into this resistance does look good for, let me just clear it up a little bit, does look good for short-term sell. So if you get pulled back into that, nice little short-term sell there. But yeah, buys from this 1.50500 level, anywhere where these wicks are collecting, do look good for a bigger swing to the upside, which is what's going to be interesting for me. But yeah, for me, UAUD, from a kind of day trading perspective, more downside into that zone. From a swing perspective, I would expect a bigger move to happen to the upside after that, into that zone. So yeah, looking for a swing down, or continuation of that current swing. And then from that, I'm looking at move right back up into that zone up there. And thank you, Michelle, for subscribing. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, for me, UAUD looking at some upside, but downside first. If we get that pullback, of course, because we might not do that. No problem. Happy to help. Oil will take a look at gold. Yeah, of course, we'll take a look at gold. Stand by, buy for gold. Yeah, be careful with those buys for gold. Gold hasn't been treating buyers very well of late. 80 CAD, we'll have a look. Smart business, no problem. UTC looking for a buy. Yeah, I had a quick look at UTC previously. It's looking like there could be a buy there, but I'd wait for some more confirmations. I'll go through that in a second. But yeah, since gold's been heavily requested, we'll take a look. But yeah, gold is coming into this level of support here at 1808. So that's the level I've been saying for a couple of weeks now. Looking for gold to come into this support or to that resistance back at those highs up there. Mainly back into the support because we kept forming those lower highs. So it looked like the market was going to roll over anyway. But yeah, we're coming to the support now. So I think there could be some nice short-term buys for gold. Nothing too crazy. We got to respect structure here. Structure still forming these lower highs, so we could see something like this happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if you do come right back down again and maybe even break through and head lower. This is proven to be a nice level of support, as you can see. This was a fake out there. Again, really nice support here, 1808, 1810. So there could be some nice buys again, but I wouldn't push it too far. Again, gold has a lot of pips, so you don't really have to push it too far. But yeah, bounce from this 1808, 1810 kind of region. We've got a nice little target there to work with, and obviously that trend line there as well. Then I wouldn't be surprised if we roll over and come right back down again. But as you can see, every time we have a strong bullish move for gold, we form a lower high and come straight back down. So that's painting a picture for us, showing that the buyers are trying to push price higher, but they keep failing and the sellers are in control. So if you do see another surge to the upside like we saw yesterday, price most likely will form a lower high and come back down. Unless we see that strong momentum just continue and rip to the upside, that's the only way really we would see price continue. It would have to show a lot of bullish momentum, and there's no point really trying to hope for that. Just trade what you see. If we do see a big surge to the upside, strong bullish momentum, then yeah, you can wait for that retracement and take advantage of that. But there's no real need to try and predict that and take advantage of that when it's not really showing us that that's going to happen as of yet. So yeah, for me, gold could see some nice upsides. Highlighted that level there in that trend line, but from that as well, I would exit the trade because we could come straight back down again and maybe even break through the support and head a lot lower. Break and retest of that, some nice sells opening up back to the low of the wick here does make a lot of sense as well. So a little break and retest like that looks like a good trade to have as well, staying in tune with the market. What's your thoughts on pound USD? My bias sells. Yeah, same as me, crypto. Still do have a bearish bias. Completely forgot about CHF JPY. I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I still do have a bearish bias for pound USD. Luckily, I brought a second cup because I'm out of water and my mouth will dry up pretty quick. Okay, so yeah, CHF JPY. So yeah, seeing some downside. Again, skeptical for this one because we are trading at all-time highs. You can see here on the monthly time frame, obviously this candle's about to close in about 10 hours or so. So about to close at some new monthly highs, unless we see a major pullback in the next 10 hours. We're about to create some new monthly highs here with that candle closure. So yeah, we're kind of trading in uncharted, unmarked territory right now for CHFJY. So it's difficult to form some good trades from here. I mean, from my experience in the market, I've never really traded at all-time highs or all-time lows without much reference, mainly because I've never really been in that position too much. Pound USD, we have seen that recently when we had COVID. We did see pound USD absolutely drop to the downside, form those lower lows and create some new all-time lows, but price quickly pulled back up and it came back above this support. So pound USD gave me a nice little reference to trade with the support here and not down here, whereas CHF we're closing at these all-time highs and there's not much to look at on to the left apart from this wick which we're above. So for me, I don't really look to trade this type of market because I don't really have too much experience in these conditions right now. I mean, I can judge the price action here, we can go off that, but I wouldn't hold these trades too far because I just don't know what price will do. You know, who knows, we could head a lot higher, hit 150 maybe, create some highs there and then come down, or we might fail, get back below and see some downside. If you do something like that, I've got a point of reference so you can place some higher probability trades from, but as of right now, all I got is this price action here on the 4H time frame. So we've got this resistance here that the market is breaking underneath and we could be forming a little bit of a head and shoulder for some downside. So yeah, some sells look the best. I wouldn't really buy. I'll probably only look for sells in these conditions. And targets, you've got numerous targets to work with, but I'll just be looking at the prior swing lows here on the hourly as targets for this one. And probably not be too aggressive past that. So target 1, target 2, target 3, depending how far you want to push the trade. But if you can see a pullback into here, into 142.400, throw some wicks, some rejection to this area, that could be a nice place to base a trade from. And then from there you can catch some nice sells to the downside, something like that, with the left shoulder here, the head, and then potentially the right shoulder, and then some sells depending how far you want to push the trade. Yeah, to the downside. So if I was looking to trade it, it would be something like that. But yeah, that's the only real point of reference I've got. There's no real structure on the left to look at. So yeah, that's what I've got going for CHFJPY. Obviously wait for the retest of that level, see if you can reject it, and then yeah, sells into those hourly swing lows make the most sense to me. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. AUD Cad, I'll take a look at that, and USD as well. I'll dabble into pound USD. Thoughts on 5-minute longs at 0.5737 on USD. Okay, we'll take a look. USD. I mean, I was going to AUD Cad first. I did say AUD Cad, didn't I? I need to keep track of all the pairs that I'm saying because I know I'm missing some of the pairs out that I do say I'm going to have a look at, and I forget because I'm looking at something else. So I do apologize in advance because I know that I will be doing that in the future. Not perfect. But yeah, AUD Cad. So this is the kind of the analysis I had mapped out before. We've closed back up into, well, not back up, well, yeah, back up kind of. We've closed back into this level here, and simply want to see how price reacts with it. We are still forming all of these lower highs, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, this easily could be the 5th lower high, you know, the next lower high, and we could see another drive back down into these lows. So I wouldn't entertain any buys unless we see price start trading back above that price swing low, throwing some wicks to the downside, and then you can snap some buys maybe into the price swing low at this area here, and so on and so forth if you push past. But if we're rejecting this level here, you know, wait for some more wicks to form first, maybe a lower high or some equal highs, a double top, something like that. Then some shorts would be looking good back into the lows here at 0.88463, because AUD Cad from the monthly all the way down to the hourly is still bearish, or 4H at least is still bearish. So, you know, looking for sells, you're staying in tune with the higher time frames, and just by probability, you know, the trade success is in your favor. So shorts from this area here, 0.88900 will look good back down to lows. If you climb back above, wait for some wicks to form higher low, and we could see maybe a recovery from price. But I would be careful because all I'm seeing now is lower high after lower high. So the chances are we're going to form another one and head back down to those lows. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting for Aodu Cad. USD CHF, again for this one, we're climbing back above that recent low. Oh, we're really pushing USD CHF. Obviously, we just saw CHF where I've seen some weakness, and USD has seen some strength. So this one is a real recipe for bullishness. But yeah, it looks like we are getting back above this level here. So for USD CHF, I said wait for 4H close. I'll still would wait for 4H close because of how corrective we've been. Very corrective. So I'd wait for that 4H candle to close to see how we close, because it could form potentially a little high. You can see this strong bullish candle here was looking good at one point, but it came straight back down. Likewise here as well. This could be the next little high if we'll move back down. So we've got to wait for those candles to close. But yeah, if you start throwing some wicks back into the zone here, I would favor more upside and a push back up into that resistance. Whoa, that is really going for it. Someone is excited here. You see Jeff is really pushing. But yeah, that's what I'll be favoring for this one. Because I was looking for pushing to this zone down here, but obviously didn't quite get there. It's climbing back above that recent swing low. So if you do throw some wicks to the downside, I would expect that move up. Ticks, where did you say you were looking for your trade? 0.95737. Let me go to the lovely 5 minute time frame. 0.95757. Okay, that's down here. Where am I? 5737. Okay, so that's back at this prior structural high. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, that does make sense. Back at those prior swing highs down the left, where we formed that high, lower low, or high low, sorry, then the high. So yeah, that does make sense. A pull back into there, the longs. Me, I'll probably wait for some wicks into this 4H zone, but looking at from a lower time frame perspective, that does make sense as well. I'd watch out though. I'd watch out though on the 5 minutes, to be fair, because we still do have all these lower highs here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a lower high. So be careful on the 5 minute, because you are technically kind of against the trend, but you're with momentum, so that's in your favor. But yeah, of course, you know, monitor price action in that area. If it's looking good, then yeah, execute some buys. But yeah, I'll probably wait for the 4H or at least an hourly candle closure, just to symbolize that the momentum is still intact and we haven't kind of depleted and pulled back down. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. Pound USD, I'll get into that in a second. Hey Anthony, Miko and the DXY is behaving. It looks like gold will continue to go bearish. Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting the DXY to continue to go up anyway. Wow, that is really pushing, and that's probably what caused the USDCHF little surge there. But yeah, I'm expecting DXY back to the highs, maybe some higher highs as well. So yeah, you are correct. If DXY does push like this, we should see bearishness in the gold, for gold, because they are inversely correlated. So yeah, maybe that break and retest could play out. I still would be expecting to see some type of bounce from this level, just like for gold. I would expect to see some type of bounce from this resistance here. But yeah, I wouldn't hold on for those buys for too long, because we could just break through. Nice little retest at that level, which is 1808, and we could head down to the lows of that wick there. So do keep an eye out. But yeah, Anthony, you are definitely correct there. DXY is looking strong, and that should be a driving force for gold to head lower. But yeah, pound USD bearish on this one, being bearish because of the higher time frames. But yeah, it looks like we've broken that consolidation. Haven't quite had the retest. Well, actually, you could say we had, because this wick here looks like price has just wicked into that wick. So as you can see, if I highlight it there, we kind of just wicked it into that same area. So we have retested some type of structure, just not actually the zone that I've drawn. But any which way, I'm expecting pound USD to head lower. These are my targets for that one. Yeah, as long as we don't break back inside the range for pounds, If we do, then this is what I'll be expecting to happen. As long as we don't break inside the range, I'm expecting got gold on the brain. Expecting pound USD to drop back down into these lows here. Back down into these lows. 1.19600, 1.19500. That is where I'm expecting pound to go. So yeah, bearish on this one. Nice little break and retest of that level. Could be a nice little entry there. Because we just had a double bottom there, 1, 2. So that, you know, validates the level. If you could break and retest that could be a nice place for some entries. But yeah, pound USD for me is looking like it's getting ready to drop. Euro USD is already dropping, so this one's well on its way. That must mean that euro is a little bit weaker than pound. So yeah, euro's still pushing through. So obviously you can see this trade break even. So yeah, I was in 2 trades yesterday, euro pound and pound NZD. This one came back to break even. So I did get the closure to the upside past these highs. And I did move my stops to break even after I got that break of structure of those price swing highs. But unfortunately, after that high price, it took a U-turn and dropped to the downside so close to the TP. You would expect price just to continue. But euro pound has obviously had other plans, and then you came back down to break even. I did secure some partials, so it's a partial win. But yeah, I'm still overall bullish on this one. As long as we stay above this daily zone here, that resistance, I'm still looking for a move higher, and that trend line as well will still forming these higher lows. So I'm still looking at euro pound heading higher. But if we snap through that trend line, snap through that support, that could change my bias, and I will change it for some shorts. But yeah, I'm still looking at getting back involved with euro pound for some long opportunities if I can see some good entries. But yeah, euro pound break even, pound NZD yesterday break even as well. Was looking at this one getting back to those highs, and it came back and hit break even. To be fair, it's been moving horrendously. You know, you can see how it's been moving. I probably picked the one of the two worst markets to trade this week in terms of trending. I mean, this has been awful. So you can see it's come back to that break even. After this move here, I went break even for pound NZD, came back break even. Still looking at longs. I'm not prepared to enter any longs just yet. I'm waiting for price action to clean up. We could see the move happen without me. If that's the case, that's the case. But ideally, I'm waiting for another move back down here first, and then a move higher. But yeah, it's been awful. I mean, I'm looking at buys for pound AUD as well for the push up, but this one's been hectic. You can see the price actually not moving too well. But yeah, as of right now, I'm only in one position, AJPY shorts, looking at this one heading back down to these lows here at 91-ish. Right now, market again moving sideways, a little bit cursed right now with sideways moving markets and my trades. But I'm looking for this one to spill down lower. We recently just had a test of this low here, which just rejected price. So hopefully we can go and break through that. But this is one of the pairs on my watch list, looking for a move back down into those lows at 91. So this is currently the trade I'm in, about 1 to 4. So we'll see how it gets going. Just took 2 partial wins or break evens on pound NZD and euro pound, and a loss on CAD JPY earlier this week at around this level here. But I will be looking to see if I can get back into CAD JPY actually and still take advantage of that weakness. Obviously, with this big push to the upside, my risk reward has increased a lot. So if I can get the sales, I will be looking at the exact same target. Doesn't matter if prices moved higher, I'm always going to keep my target the same. My target would be back down here at 101. So risk reward is looking good. So hopefully I can make up for that loss if I get another entry for these sells. We've had 2 attempts to break these highs, failed twice. I'm looking for one more attempt, a lower high or a retest of that level, then some sells back down again for CAD Yen. So I'll keep my eyes on CAD Yen, obviously managing my AJPY trade. I'll be keeping my eyes on pound NZD. Might miss that one, but if it can move lower, that'd be great. And I'll be looking to see what happens with euro pound as well. But those are the trades that I've taken this week and the trades that I'm still in. Apart from euro pound, that was from last week. No problem. Pound JPY, of course. We'll take a look at pound yen, gold. Well, gold's been very, very popular today. But yeah, we'll have a quick scan over that. Hey, motivating life, US 30, of course. Daff, excited. Welcome to the stream, bro. Ticks over, broke 30-minute high. Yeah, it did break 30-minute high, but just the structure of USD has been very, very corrective. And normally when price is kind of in that corrective nature, I tend to wait for multiple highs to be broken first before I start looking for trades in the opposite direction. Sometimes when you get clean structure and price is moving like, it's very, very clean, the swings are prominent, then I'll probably just wait for that first high to go, then take the sell. But when price is moving like this, very just up and down, and the highs are all bunched together, and it's very, very corrected like that. Sometimes a move to the upside can be deceiving. It tends to like break structure through numerous highs first, and then just continues back down again. So for those type of markets, I kind of wait for multiple to go first and then get that high or low, not just one. But when it's like a clean structure, then yeah, I would wait for one. But of course, you got to trade what you see, and if you've got that 30-minute break, take that trade if you get your entries. But that's just my kind of opinion on it. Hey Franklin, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all good. If everyone is enjoying the stream, guys, hit the like button. I'm remembering this time to say it. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Does really help the channel out. And if you're finding it useful, enjoying the stream, entertaining, liking the content, hit the like button. All of that is much appreciated. Check you're a seat chef and cat seat chef. Okay, little seat chef duet there. We'll have a look, Mohammed, no problem. Looking forward to nice setups on the Telegram. Yeah, me too. Hopefully we can get some more before the end of the week. Hopefully I can get something in CAD yen, maybe. I'm not sure about Pen NZD, but maybe Euro NZD I can get something on. We will see. Hey Zinka, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Again, any pairs you guys are looking at, just chuck it in the chart and I will take a look at it. AJY looks bullish, man. 92,830 into 95,100. Yeah, I mean, AJY is quite bullish, but I'm still overall looking for sells for this one. Try and take advantage of strength in the yen, which I'm expecting to come through. Definitely is a bullish market here, as you can see, but I'm taking a bit more of a counter trend trade. So it's not in the direction of the higher time frame trend, but I'm expecting to see another move to the downside. Reason being, we've had this correction phase here, formed that higher low in reference to that low back up there. Had one more push to the upside, but we failed at those highs. We failed to continue, came back down, and now we're struggling to break through again. So I'm kind of looking at a very unorthodox head and shoulder here on the daily, as you can see, for another move to the downside here. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for ADJPY. Of course, if it fails, it fails. It's just a trade at the end of the day. There's no need to panic. Some trades will be with the trend, some trades will be a bit more counter trend, some trades will be a bit more aggressive than others. But it's a risk at the end of the day. The trade could fail, of course. It's not about what you do in this trade, it's about what happens over 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 trades. So yeah, for me, it looks like a great trade. So obviously, I'm sure I'm going to see what happens. If ADJPY still is bullish and yen still sees that weakness for over the past 2 months and that maintains, then it maintains. I would also be looking for the long opportunity as well for targets back up at this high up here on the left. If we can break this zone here at 94,500 and retest it, that's kind of like my resistance for the head and shoulder pattern, if that makes sense. So if you can break above that, retest that, then the longs will look good as well. And I'll still try and take advantage of that, and risk reward looks good in both directions anyway, so not too bothered. But break and retest of that. If we break to the upside, I'll look for the longs if I get the retest, of course. And yeah, I'll look to buy into 96,786 up there. So either which way, there is a good trade to be had. Right now I've got some nice confirmations to the downside. It is just moving sideways, to be honest, but we'll see which way we head to. And yeah, CAD yen, I'm also looking at sells for this one as well, see if I can get a lower high. Of course, if we do break back above this, retest it, then we are going to head higher. I'm trying to see if we can form another lower high for some sells. So I'm not really interested in the buys for CAD yen though, but if ADJPY gets above, I'll look for the sell. But yeah, I'll take a look at pound yen, gold, and US30. So yeah, pound yen, we've seen some nice, well, not really nice actually, it's been very corrective. Seen a little bit of downside of late. Again, these are the lower highs that I said would make up for some nice sells at this resistance here yesterday. I said if we can hold 166 200, that'll be a nice place to sell, or if we broke through that, that'll be a nice place to buy on the break and retest. But we got a really nice bearish confirmation with that big wick to the upside, giving us that shooting star. And as you can see, we did roll over. So I'm looking at pound yen coming into this support here, 164.800, and then from there we may head higher because we are lacking a lot of momentum here. This is a strong support and we haven't really seen momentum. So unless we have a catalyst, something happens and we see some strong momentum and we break through, then I will be looking for quite a big drop for pound yen back down into 162 into this support here. So yeah, we could see some nice shorts happen. Could see some nice shorts if we break through. Obviously, if not, things get a little bit sketchy. To be fair, I'll probably just hold back a little bit. If you can form some high lows, then maybe we can look for some buys back to these highs up here. But yeah, pound yen has not been moving that well. It's been lacking a lot of momentum. So I'll kind of refrain a little bit. But as for the next move I'm looking at for pound yen, I'm looking at another move back down into that resistance, support, sorry, there. Then we can make our move from that support. US 30, I'll give that a quick look, see, then I'll go to the CHF bears. I'm enjoying the show. Thank you a lot. No problem, Lebo. Much appreciated. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying it, leave a like. All that is appreciated, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. Kajik by my inverse head and shoulder. Inverse shoulder to the upside or to the downside. But yeah, I'll have a quick look. Let me just go on US 30. So yeah, US 30 bearish on this one. Looking for price to come back down to those lows. Yeah, I'm expecting this to be the next lower high from that lower high we formed after that consolidation in the 4H not too long ago. So yeah, I'm still looking at price pushing further to the downside. Ooh, we've got some nice targets back down at these lows here. Yeah, so that's pretty much as simple as it gets, the lower high. Now we're just expecting bearish structure to form. These are the nice targets I mapped out yesterday. Target 1, target 2, target 3. Price kind of resting on that support now. So if you can see a pullback into that consolidation, that could be a nice place to short to go back down, or a double top back up into that recent resistance. That would be a nice place to short, put a stop loss, a nice protected area. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for subscribing. Welcome to the fam. But yeah, if you can form a lower high there or there, that'll be a nice place to short, and then you've got some multiple targets to aim for depending how far you want to push the trade. But for me, US 30, expecting to come back down to these lows here, and that to be the next lower high of the market. Let's move this back higher. And same thing with US 100 as well, expecting that to be the next lower high, and target 1, target 2, target 3 back down at those lows there. So if you can get a pullback, see some upside, most likely it will be a pullback just to form a lower high. So wait for your entry confirmations, and then yeah, you can look to short it back down again for both of them. But yeah, US 30 for me, it's more downside. But yeah, we'll take a look at so yeah, gold for this one. I'll run over this quickly because we've really looked at like 3 or 4 times now. But yeah, gold's still quite bearish. I said there could be some nice buys coming up from this support here, but it just depends how we react at that level, because as of right now, gold's still quite weak, dollar's still quite strong. We're still forming all these lower highs, lower high after lower high, even from that high up there. So it's not looking good for gold. So we could see a brief bounce to the upside, and I've marked out a couple of areas, which is that resistance there. We could see a bounce into that resistance, maybe into that trend line there as well, but I wouldn't push it further than that, because if we do break through this support, then I'm expecting price to come down to these lows here at 1786 into that wick. So the gold for me is still quite bearish. Could see a bounce, again, monitor price action in that area, but I do think that trade will be short-lived. If we don't and we just plummet straight through that level, wait for the retest, And yeah, you got some nice sells back down to that 1786 area, into that wick there. So yeah, gold for me still bearish, but could see some nice buys, temporary buys come through at 1810, 1808 for gold, but that's the most I can see right now for this one. Euro CHF and Pound CHF, we'll take a look. USD JPY, we'll get onto that in a second. AUSD, no problem. Linda. Hey, thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, if you want to hit the like button or enjoying the show, feel free to smash the like button. Where is your there we are. Okay, so yeah, Euro CHF again. This one's been have we seen some new lows? Yes, we have. Crazy. So yeah, Euro CHF. I mean, this pair is crazy, to be fair. You can see that price actually then we absolutely dropped. So wow, we're actually not too far from those lows actually after that market crash in 2015. We're actually not too far from those lows. That could be where we're actually headed. So yeah, we're trading at those lows there. There could be some nice buys. Again, I wouldn't hold on these buys for too long, because obviously the market is definitely bearish. So the sellers are definitely in control of this one, but we are coming to an area where the sellers could be looking to take profit, and some other buyers could be joining you with a push to the upside. So we might see a push higher. I wouldn't hold it for too long though. So maybe we can form some higher lows or some equal lows here into this 0.99800 level. Could be a nice buy maybe into this area here, but I'll probably just get up as soon as we get there, because most likely we'll form a lower high to go and attack that level of support again, and maybe even push further. So yeah, a push to the upside looks good. CHF has seen some weakness, so that's kind of in sync with that. If you can throw some more wicks to the downside, that's just one strong bullish candle. I wouldn't enter on that, because that's kind of the first candle there of hope. Everyone looking to buy at this area would be seeing that bullish candle in the hourly and getting excited. So wait for a bit more confirmation, since we are not we're not in line with the higher time frames. We're definitely going against that. So wait for a little bit more confirmation in these areas, and by that I mean more wicks or more retest of this level here, or a second closure, double bottom, something like that. And then you can look at some buys at these areas here and a push into that resistance. That would make sense. And then yeah, we could come straight back down after that. But yeah, I'll watch out, because this is a recent low, so I'll watch out for that. But yeah, that's what I favour for Euro CHF and CAD CHF. I haven't looked at these pairs for a minute. Is CAD CHF even on my watch list? No, it is not. CAD CHF. It's not an indice. So here, okay, bit of a lift off there. CAD CHF, what have we been doing? So yeah, this is the last time I analysed CAD CHF, which was 14th of June. So nice little retest of that level and come back down. That played out pretty well. I don't think I actually traded this setup here, but I must have analysed it for someone on the stream, but it did play out pretty well. So yeah, I mean pretty well, to be fair. So yeah, we have dropped the downside here for CAD CHF, and we're kind of looking similar to USD CHF in terms of the way we've kind of moved here. Wow, difficult to really make out. Okay, so we'll come into some key areas here where you would expect to see some upside. This is the last time price consolidated for that strong move back to the highs, and now we're testing that again. Now I've seen 1-2 wicks into that level here. Obviously not going to count the current wick because that candle hasn't closed yet, but we could see some upside from this level here. So from that, I would be looking at a push into this resistance here, no further. It could go further, but we could definitely bounce and go bearish again. So yeah, CAD CHF, some buys look good back up into that level there. That would have been a nice entry off those wicks there into that kind of closure with strong momentum. So maybe if you can come back again and retest it from a higher low, that could be a nice little entry there. But for me, it looks like CAD CHF is looking to continue. So yeah, back up to 0.74800, and then that could actually be a nice little place to sell it back down again actually. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting for CAD CHF. Move up, lower high somewhere, and then drop back down. Hey, thank you Dave, welcome to the family. Much appreciated for the subscribe. So yeah, that looks good there for CAD CHF. Haven't looked at that pair for a minute, but that's what we expecting to happen. Same thing for Euro CHF. I'll take a look at AUSD now. Actually, I'll take a look at USJPY first, because I did say USJPY. Hey Trends, what are you saying? Welcome to the stream. GA, yeah, GA is actually on my watch list. I'll give that a little look. I hope USD is my TP today, so I can enjoy the rest of the day. Logging out now, so have a great day. Thank you so much, Mary. No problemo. Good luck with US30 as well. I mean, it's looking bearish from my analysis, so I would expect it to continue. Obviously, if nothing happens, but yeah, good luck with that trade. And thank you for joining the stream. Much appreciated. I mean, I do have like 6 minutes left of the stream actually, so we'll be looking to wrap up soon. So yeah, any pairs you guys want me to look at, just let me know in the chat quickly, so I can give that a little look see for you. So yeah, USJPY, this one again still looking overall bullish. Was favoring another move back up into this 136,600, 136,700 level here. And then from there we have to see how price reacts, because if we reject that, we could come back down. If we clear it and retest it, we could push on through and go a lot higher. Wow, we smacked 137 to the pip. Wow, that psychological level really held there. Just noticed that now. So yeah, USDJPY is still bullish here. Dollar still, you know, real driving force of this one. So is yen as well, with the yen weakness. But yeah, for me, back to those highs looks like the best or the most probable opportunity. So to trade this one, you probably want to drop 30 or 15 minute to get a nice risk to reward if you're not in the trade already. But a move back up into that looks likely, and then you can see what happens here, and there could be some nice sells back down again as well. So do look out for those sells if they do progress. But yeah, push up to 136,600, 136,500, see what happens there. Then we could see a nice drop back down again. AUSD, this one was favoring another push back into those lows here, into that kind of 4H zone. I said that sell. Oh, there's a spider on my wall. Will be a nice little sell there. Sorry, just a little bit distracted there. Not the biggest fan of spiders. 0.69075 is where I said some sales will be looking good. But yeah, it doesn't look like we might actually retest that. It looks like we're forming a lower high below that. But for me, AUSD is being very, very sloppy. You can see the price actually being very up, down, up, down, up, down. It's difficult trying to work out its direction. Well, not difficult. The direction has been down, but to get some good clean trades on it has been a little bit difficult, I'd say. But yeah, for me, AUSD back down to these lows. I drew out this wick here, and I think we can go and take out this wick because we came so close but failed. And I would suspect us to go and take out this wick now. So there could be some nice buys coming into this zone because we are at a really strong monthly support. But yeah, I would be careful with those buys. Maybe a push back up into that resistance there looks likely. But yeah, AUD/USD for me is still bearish. So yeah, more sells for that one. If we're kind enough to come back up one more time, then you can look to set it back down again. Thank you, Imran. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the fam. But yeah, nice little pullback somewhere lower high, and then yeah, one more move back to the downside. It looks good. You said the AUSD on the 30 minute. So yeah, basically same thing as well. We've had one drive, two drives, so maybe you can have a third one and then little double top, something like that, and then yeah, one more drive to the downside. It looks the best. So I wouldn't entertain any buys just yet. After that kind of next leg to the downside, then yeah, buys from down here look good. But yeah, for me, over the next kind of day or so, I would expect to see a drive lower. So if we do have this move higher, it's just because the market's having that pullback. I'm not necessarily expecting us to push to the upside. If we do push, look for that next lower high if we get those signals. And yeah, looking for the next drive lower. And then maybe from down here, there could be some nice buys to the upside. Obviously, if you monitor price action and see some good rejection, some wicks forming, maybe in the 4H, then you can scale down to low time frames and take advantage of the buys. But yeah, for me, AUSD still bearish, DXY still flying. So I'm expecting that to drive price lower at least. So hopefully that made sense there for AUSD. The analysis is always clean. Thank you, bro. Thank you, King City. Much appreciated, my guy. Yeah, and JPY, hopefully pound JPY continue. I mean, they've been very corrective, but hopefully they continue to the downside. Obviously, I'm kind of in the same boat as you with AUD JPY pair. This one's moving absolutely hectically. But yeah, hopefully we can continue. I mean, the main thing I'm looking for is JPY strength, really, because we've been so weak as of late. I'm looking to see if JPY can gain some strength. Maybe with that quarterly crossover, it might happen, but we will see. Pound CHF, I'll take a look at that one. Hey Ruben, welcome to the stream. How game is going? How's the game going? If you mean trading, yeah, it's going pretty good. If that's the game you're talking about. But yeah, I'll have a look at pound CHF. The JPY currency index is bullish, so I'll expect the JPY quotes to sell. Yeah, hopefully. Gold, yeah, have a look at pound CHF and gold as well. I have one question. What's the question? No problem, Linda. Okay, I'll get onto gold, no worries. So yeah, I'll take a look at pound CHF because I said that first, and then I'll move on to gold in a second. Yeah, pound CHF, okay, we melted. So yeah, this one I actually missed this trade. I've been predicting this trade for quite a while. But yeah, I missed this absolutely massive sell-off. And wow. We are almost moving down to these lows. So we've got this wick over here on the left, which is probably where I'm expecting price to go for pound CHF at 1.14, where I do think there'll be some nice buys here, because this was our all-time low. Then we had COVID, which gave us some new all-time lows. So this will be a very key level in the market, key support, key price. And that's where I'm expecting price to go, because we are breaking through a lot of levels of support here. So yeah, that is most likely where we head to. So pound CHF for me, I can see a little bit more downside into this 1.15 area. So yeah, for me, I'm expecting more downside. So if anything, you probably want to be looking for some sells. We are still placing lower high after lower high, so you will be in tune with the higher time frames. And I do think a lower high could be developing. Maybe one more push to the upside into that kind of 1.1600 zone, into this resistance there on the left, where we've been consolidating. So a nice little retest of that consolidation. If I just move that out of the way, nice little retest of that consolidation there, and then a drop to the downside, or at least back down to these lows here. And then yeah, move back down into 1.146. That's the best bet. And then maybe from here we could actually see a little bit of a reversal happen for pound CHF. But as of right now, it's still extremely bearish. But yeah, I'll move on to gold and GA. Completely forgot about GA, my bad. So I'll have a look at that one. Where is there it is. Gold, I've looked at this for about 10 times. And yeah, my analysis still is that same. So yeah, gold, same support, 1810. If we can bounce from that, would look for a move into this resistance here, or potentially that trend line, but we're still consistently placing all these lower highs. So I do think the buys will be short-lived. And if we snap through this support and we don't even get bounced, then I'm expecting gold to come back down to 1786. So main focus for gold is this support in the 4H. Hold, looking for another lower high to form, and then maybe the drop. Or we could just drop straight away if that's the case, little break and retest, and then some sales back down to 1786. So hopefully that made sense for gold. But yeah, that's my analysis behind it. Still bearish on this one. Take a look at GA, was it? So yeah, GA. AJPY, it's not bullish in daily. It's kind of bullish on daily. It is definitely bullish still on daily, but I'm expecting to see a bit more of this retracement phase. I'm expecting to see another leg to the downside here. So it's still bullish, but I'm focusing on this kind of price action here for my trade. So obviously the daily is still bullish. You can see if I just zoom out, it's still definitely bullish. but I'm focusing on this price action for another leg to the downside. I mean, from here we might go bullish again, who knows, but that's what I'm looking at for this one. So the immediate price action, like the past kind of 10 candles or so, is kind of consolidating. I'm looking for one more drop, but yeah, the trend, if we're talking about the trend, it is bullish for AUJPY. But yeah, GA, so GA, I'm looking at longs for this guy to the upside. I'm looking to see if we can drop one more time though, because I'm not liking the price action here. I'm looking at one more drop into this support here at 1.75, and I'm looking at longs back up again into this resistance here. So pound AUD for me, over the next kind of day or so, I can see some more downside. We're still forming these lower highs here, which is why I haven't bought the market yet. We've got a high, lower high, and looks like we're just holding that resistance there as well. So for me, pound AUD most likely will drop back down to 1.75, and this is where I'll look for my buy opportunities. So I'm still favoring a bullish swing back up into 1.78 400 or 1.79 even. So yeah, I'm actually still bullish on pound AUD, but for now I do think we can see a bit more downside into 1.75, and then from there I'll be looking for my longs for a push into that level. So yeah, if you're looking at the lower time frame, shorts look good over the next kind of day or so. You know, shorts from there would be great for stop loss just above that level, and yeah, targets 1.75. So yeah, that's kind of like my plan for pound AUD. But yeah, guys, we are coming to the end of the stream. Guys just keep pumping charts and charts and charts, so it's difficult to actually actually end the stream. But yeah, we actually are coming to the end of the stream, guys. So we'll be wrapping things up. Okay, I'll have a quick look at UTC Chef Mystic. You're looking at USD short for next week. I'm actually still bullish on USD. I'm looking for another pullback for that one for some longs. So I'm looking at a push to 1.7 for USD. But it is definitely looking quite bearish right now, so I'm going to wait for those pullbacks to last a little bit longer first before I look for some longs. But I'm looking at a bigger swing to 1.7 for that one. And I'll quickly have a look at UTC Chef, and then I'll wrap it up. So yeah, UTC Chef. So I said for this one, wait for a full H candle closure. Reason being, price being very, very corrective, and we have dipped below this level, but it looks like we're coming back above. So if you can get a strong closure, thank you, Akeem, for joining the stream and subscribing, much appreciated. But yeah, if you can get a strong candle closure there and pull back into that zone, some more wicks, now I would favor some longs back up into 0.96800. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for UTCHF. If you do break underneath, then I'm looking at this daily zone here at 0.946. That's only if you get back below, because this could be the next lower high, which is why I'm saying wait for the 4H candle to close. Hourly is still looking good. What did you say? Back down to 0.993. 993. Okay, so you're looking for... Wait, 993. Oh, you're looking for a massive swing to the upside. Looking for back up to these areas. I'm thinking we'll have to go back up. Yeah, it could do. I mean, I'm not a fan of UCHF on the high time frame, because on the high time frame we are still kind of forming these lower highs here. So I don't know if this is the next lower high in reference to those highs. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually drop lower. But for me, I'm kind of just neutral on UCHF. I'm waiting for its next move first. I actually want to see price come a little bit deeper first before I look for those bigger buys to the upside. But yeah, it could do, but as of right now, I'm not really seeing that move just yet. But if it does want to go fill this kind of empty price action on the left, that 0.993 area, or more or less this kind of area here before it drops, does make sense for price to reach into. So yeah, it makes sense. Can you recommend a course more swing focused? I don't know a course, to be fair. I don't know a course. To be fair, I never actually did a course for my trading. I just taught myself. Well, my dad taught me the basics, but more or less everything past that is just myself from back testing and just experiencing the markets. So I don't actually know a course to recommend. In the future, I may create my own material, my own content that is swing focused. Because that's what I am. I'm a swing trader, so I will create content material based on my swing trading. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend a course because I've never actually taken a course, and yeah, I wouldn't know of one. I mean, obviously you can search online for some other traders, but yeah, I haven't actually taken it, so there's nothing I could recommend. Ruben, so sorry about that, but I will be producing videos on my channel in the meantime as well about swing trading, so hopefully that could be of use to you. In fact, I did post a video yesterday on swing trading, so you're in luck, so go and check that out. It's the most recent video on my channel. But yeah, I'll be producing more content and more videos on swing trading related stuff, so do look out for that. And yeah, I am on Instagram. I do have my username in the description. It's Miko Aodu FX. So my name, Miko Aodu FX. So give that a follow if you want to. If you're on Instagram, want to interact, DMs there, all that good stuff. But yeah, guys, you have actually come to the end of the stream, believe it or not. If you have found the stream useful, guys, liked it, enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, all of that I am very, very grateful for. If you want to help the channel out, share it around with your mates or anyone looking to learn how to trade or want to trade or anything. But yeah, hopefully you guys have found the stream useful. If you have, drop a like. I'm currently in ADJPY, so I'm going to see how this gets going. If I do get any more opportunities, I'll let you know in my Telegram. Links to that in the description down below. And also if you scroll to the top of the chat, but it's pretty easy to go to the description. And yeah, if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link there in the description as well for IC markets. And yeah, check out that broker if you're looking for one. But yeah, guys, end of the stream. I will be live again next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, same time, 10 a.m. to 12 UTC +1 London time. I hope I see you guys there. We'll be posting a video on the weekend as well, analyzing what happened this week and obviously forecasting the next. So I do hope I see you guys there. But yeah, if I get anything, I'll slap it on the Telegram. But other than that, have a great day, guys. Great week. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.